Are you ready for some Gallows Ball? Spike Brothers' iconic units were shown last night, and honestly, I think I'm a little bit more excited for this than even Oracle Think Tank, one of my two mains. Probably nostalgia, as Demonic Lord Dudley Emperor was my first deck, and I really wanted to see all these guys again. But before we start, I want to repost something because it's important with the following cards, as something isn't adding up. This is an excerpt from Card Gamer magazine back in the beginning of April. As you can see, this really describes classic Spike Brothers, units leaving the rearguard circle and bringing new ones out, all in an effort to reuse the Force gift. Keep that in mind. So let's start with the big boy that confuses me. Juggernaut Maximum. When he's placed on Vanguard or Rearguard, he gains plus 10,000 for the turn, and on Rearguard, at the beginning of your main phase, put him into your soul to search your deck for another Juggernaut and call him onto rear, who in turn gains plus 10,000 for the turn from the first ability. The reason this confuses me is, he has the Force gift. When would you ever play this on Vanguard? Maybe something later will make this make sense, but right now, it's just eyebrow raising. But it's really far from bad. He doesn't need a boost or a Force gift to hit 15,000 to stop. Every Force gift gives him a further plus 10,000 to stop, which adds up really fast, and the fact he gets it on each turn can really put pressure on your opponent. Couple this with Funky Bazooka, who gains plus 5,000 when Jugs is placed, you could get a really nice 35,000 column without a Force gift. 25,000 to stop can eat through a player quick, and this isn't accounting for criticals, Force gifts, etc. This could and will be much harder hitting in actual gameplay scenarios. But did you guys notice something? This seemingly implies a different playstyle to Spike Brothers. One that doesn't cost the Spike Brother player cards under their control, as this is not a -1 but a net 0, and one that doesn't clear the board during the battle phase. Not only does this not gel with that description earlier from Card Gamer magazine, it really begs the question, what does General Siegfried do? Juggernaut Maximum fits into the call from the deck part, but doesn't clear the board. For Spike Brothers to operate the way the magazine is describing, Spike Brothers will need something like Bad Andraga or Machine Gun Gloria to clear the board in another way. High Speed Bracky is a rearguard only grade 2 version of Juggernaut Maximum. Being a Force Clan grade 2, this means a 10,000 base, so he swings at 20,000, or 10,000 to stop by himself, 20,000 when boosted by an 8,000 booster. Definitely not as impressive as Juggernaut, but I don't have anything to add to this. It's the same card at a lesser grade, and the least interesting of the three. Wonder Boy is in the same vein as Juggernaut and Bracky, but has different ramifications. He shares the second effect at the beginning of the main phase, into Soul, search the deck for another copy, and call it, but it's when placed ability is interesting. Put a card other than grade 1 from your drop zone to the bottom of your deck to gain plus 5,000 for the turn. On face value, a Wonder Boy Bracky column is a nice 33,000 without gifts or triggers, 25,000 to stop, but those restrictions on what you send back are rather interesting. The immediate use is triggers. You're shuffling and thinning your deck a lot, shove triggers back in, and okay, Legion Reborn. But I think there is another use we'll see in time. Spike Brothers has to have a reason for building so much soul. All of these cards go there. Soul Blast them, they can go to the drop, where Wonder Boy can put them back into the deck, where Juggernaut and Bracky want them to be. These cards seem great, but we need a better picture of the clan and how they operate properly to judge them. They have good beatdown, filter, and trigger reload abilities as is, but the magazine excerpt states this isn't the whole picture, and I want to see that whole picture. We'll probably touch on these cards again in discussions of General Siegfried and whatever other bosses Spike Brothers gets. This has been SGD Network, and I'll see you guys next video.